Hello and welcome back to another art video. I am doing some like environment gesture sketches things. I don't really know what you would call them, but it's like essentially just observing the pictures on the either a line of action or the gesture drawing website, and it essentially is just um, a bunch of different things like buildings and stuff that you can draw and get better at doing those things, because I want to get better at, drawing backgrounds and things like that. So this is a help for that. Also, it like pushes me out of my comfort zone because I really don't draw a lot of like architecture or environment type things. So this kind of pushes me to do that and make those decisions. And I wish that I would have recorded this sooner because I forgot what I'm drawing for some of these. This one is definitely like a tree, and maybe there's like a railing or something. I'm not sure, but trees are weird because they're always like chaotic for me. And this might also be the first video where we have a full screen. I got rid of the flickering logo for these videos because if I speed them up, I don't want to cause problems for people that might have a sensitivity to that or something. So I got rid of it, or I just removed it for this specific instance. This drawing, I think is like a bus stop or something. Like literally, I don't remember because it was days ago when I did this, and I had another idea for what I would do with this exercise as well. I was thinking I would do them and then I would do them again. At the end, I would go over them with another piece of paper and like try to like uh, imagine my own setting over it with a character in it. And I was thinking about doing that. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I will, try to do that. And yeah, so. But as you can see, we don't just go to a new sheet of paper. We use the the other side. And this one, it was like a chapel or something. I'm not sure, but it's like a building with like a long back part um that looks, relatively like what I saw. And this next one, I remember this one pretty clearly. This is like a road, and then there's like two like valley hills or whatever in the background, like a mountain area. One of the main things that I have a problem with like certain scenes for some reason is that I draw too close, and what ends up happening is that is like, zoom and enhance, but always zoom and enhance, and that like distorts the image. It makes the image not as dynamic or as interesting as it could be, and it is something that drives me wild. I'm not really certain what this one is. Like, I want to guess that it's a gas station, but I don't think that it is. I think it's something else, and I seemingly made a, you know, I didn't make the correct marks, but it takes up the space, I guess, that it is set in, and I guess that's good. I'm not sure. This one is, I'm thinking trees. I'm thinking it's a tree, and I tried to, give it some volume because when you're just drawing these like squiggly lines, it's hard to really determine like what you're looking at. And then I used like a negative shape right there, but we ran out of time, and I think each of these are like 30 seconds long, so we're just pushing along through these. This one is like some like room in a building. There's like a pillar, and there's another pillar at the end, or towards the end of the video. We will color all of these, which, made this video even longer than I expected it to be. The video is about like 40 minutes long, and we're doing this in real time, which means that I'm also doing the voiceover in real time. So, buckle up if you have not followed the channel or subscribed to the channel. If not given us a like or a comment, please uh, do the following: like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Our sponsors love it. Boy Time really enjoys that. Um, as well as, like, let me know if these long videos are something that you want to see. If you don't want to see long videos, I will do my best to just shorten them, because I have a bunch of long videos. This one was a spiral staircase. I really just tried to capture the spiral. I wasn't so focused on like the railing of the staircase, because I figured that would be too it would be too overwhelming to deal with, and these are like, just general ideas and trying to get out of my comfort zone. And obviously that was like a push and pull between the two, of the comfort zone and not the comfort zone. So I try to like maximize that. This is a building, but I'm not sure, like, I guess it's like a building connected to other buildings going back into space. Again, if you are watching this for the first time, some of these are like I'm watching it for the first time, but I think it's, not too bad. I think it's a pretty decent job, and I am, you know happy seeing the back. I remember this one. This is like a wall with like a rooftop and whatnot. I forget what type of architecture it is, but it's like a stone thing with like a roof, and I don't know what you would call that, but it was pretty cool. I remember that one. And that one was a little bit easier because it was like just a square. So, you just kind of cheesed it out. This one is a boat or like a bridge. And, is it a bridge or is it the front of a building? No, this one is a building. Okay, so this was not a building, or not a bridge. It's like a building, and there's like stairs and a bunch of like little arches. And, that was that one. And I didn't really get to the stairs, but, the general ideas is what we're after. Uh, and me trying to figure out what some of these are is also a little bit interesting. You know, you could play along, but mostly I will just keep talking. So this one is definitely water. So it's like a bridge, water, and like I don't know, you would call it the shore side. There's like a river, and there's water, and there's like trees. I remember that one. Um, it's kind of like nightmarish in my opinion. Like there's like certain things that I see that I like, oh, that's like a nightmare, but not like a nightmare, like a nightmare. This one is like a Ferris wheel. Kind of just phoned this one in, to be honest, because it was like not very interesting, but all of these things have value. So I don't know. Sometimes you're just not interested in certain ones, but again, looking back at it, it doesn't look terrible. These don't look awful, and I am very grateful. And here we are drawing too far on the bottom of the page. I apologize. I don't even know what it is because you can't even see it, but I'm sure he's trying his best to do something down there. I don't see what it is. Hopefully when we lift it up, we get to see it. Maybe it's like a tree and a road. Like it's like a road going back into the woods or something. Can't really tell. Trying to like get a good look at it. Nope. It's flipped. It's too late. And I forget if this is like, me right now. I'm in the future. So the table is no longer on that slant. It is straight up on a flat plane now. Why was it on a slant? Theoretically, I wanted to do it because maybe it would have been good for my neck, but I don't know. I feel like the table being flat is much better. Everything stays on the desk and nothing's like sliding down, so that's much better. Um, the top one is a building with long, like several squares across. The bottom one is, I think it's like a big building, two big buildings, uh, converging, or is it a bridge? Is a bridge. I'm sorry. Is a bridge. You know, sometimes when you go out of the frame, you just don't know what you're doing. And this last one on this page is, I think it's trees in the woods. Yeah, I think this is the one where it was like trees with like a road, and I was trying to like draw it back, but I don't know if I was able to get it. And we just moved on to the next one. We got a lot more of these to go. And yeah, I was just like going on a recording spree. Like, there's so many of these, and it's fun. It's fun to do art. It's fun to record the art to post, but I will say the worst part is not doing the voiceover live while you're drawing. So this is like a construction. I think it was like a construction thing, or like a one of those like old like architect places in like Europe or something, where they like have like scaffolding up and there are people standing in the hallway. This one is like a cathedral or something, and there was like a that thing that raises people up. I forget what it's called. Not a cherry picker. I guess like a cherry picker or something. And it has like the accordion body, and it pushes you up. And yeah, and it was like from the underneath. So that was an interesting angle. I think that some of these though, I'm kind of like, I understand what they're meant for, like to get you open, or to like, clear your mind to be able to do some of these things. This one was like a field and had water in it. It was very difficult. That's why I did that grid. Um, and this is meant to be like to open your mind and to have you like be more loose and more like thoughtful of what you are doing. But I think that this is like under a bridge, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think that's under a bridge. And yeah, and like boats or something in water. But they're meant to open your mind, but I feel like you have to like go and find your own reference, or unless you're like really, intelligent with it, you can take the reference and manipulate it in your mind. Me, I'm not there. I'm not at the mind reference manipulation. And this right here is where we make a grave miscalculation, where the convergence of like the buildings and stuff like that, I often mess it up because I commit too hard. Sorry, I commit too hard too soon, and it often throws them off. I literally did the same thing in this image that I did in another image, almost entirely the same way, and they're like two different images with some similarities, but not a significant amount of similarities. And this one is, I'm assuming, stairs, and yeah, it's stairs and some sort of building or something. Not bad again. A lot of these are not like the worst. When I was doing them, I wasn't really feeling too bad about them, but I was in a flow state. I had, my music on, and I was just listening to my music, or music that I made. So it's just no real thought going on. This is all right, this is the inside of a building. That is a window, and that is the entryway. So yeah, again, seeing some of these back for the first time, like I don't know what any of them are. I think what would be cool is when we get to the part where we color them, I speed up that part. So, this is on the fly. Like, you are getting everything that I'm doing like, not in, this wouldn't be in real time, but my solutions will be in real time. My solutions will be in raw fashion. That top right one is a electrical pole in like a field or something. This one is a tree or something. I don't really know. Again, it was days since I last did this. Like, I went on the recording spree, and like now I can't record anything. Like, I'm not allowed to record any of my art anymore for the time being, because I get out of hand with recording and making it something that would be valuable for uploading is a bit more work. Like, this one time lapse alone is about, or not time lapse, this one video alone is like 47 minutes. So that's a lot to deal with. And if you've seen the other video, that image that we just did was the Windows one, the flat thing. Like, again, some of these do, like, all of these have value, but the value that you can get out of them is totally up to you, I assume, because some of these I just do not jive with. I do not really feel they are useful for me, and maybe I might have to find my own references, but that's its own process. This one, I don't know what that is. I can't tell. This one is another. Oh, I think this is the archway entryway with the people in it, maybe, or is no? I'm just guessing it before I can even say. Okay, so this is like a building with a window, and it's like a castle or something. Yeah. Oh no. Okay, I know what that is. It's a train on a curved linear road and a side of of the building or whatever. And yes. So I am confused why it is not moving, but I assume that that was that, and now it's time for the coloring. So, one moment. So, uh, it's time to do the coloring, and the coloring will be sped up so that the video is no longer 47 minutes, 50 minutes, because this part is not too consequential. It's just like a little something to, one, I need to, kind of get rid of these crayons because they're not very good. Like, they are worse than the back to school crayons. The back to school, like, random crayons that we have, those ones are relatively decent. These crayons are probably like 8 times worse. And the reason why is because they are really like chalky, or like, I don't know, waxy. I don't know how you describe it. They like have a really bad buildup, and I don't like that. And wiping them all the time is not the most fun thing to do. So, and half the time it doesn't work. But most of this is just, you know, adding additional stuff. Like, you can see like where it like kind of helps it a little bit, but for the most part it's not very helpful. And yeah, but adding the color to these is not really to make them art or anything like that. So I'm assuming, all right, so that's like some sort of like archway or something, but it's not really to like make them art or nothing like that. It's just a little extra thing to do so that I get to have also some fun, right? Like, it's not that it's not fun, but it's like some fun also allows me to think about other things as well, like the lighting and the shadow, because I'm not following the exact lighting or shadow for any of these. I'm just trying to invent one, in these images, and it's, something that I find to be interesting, which is one of the reasons why I also like color my blind contour drawings, because it like adds just a little bit more. But yeah, I just use like a regular like paper towel and try to like either rub the residue together or wipe it off, and I think it adds, a little bit of flair to it, makes it like a little bit more presentable in a way, but not really so that it can be presentable. More so, again, for the fun and whatnot. And even if there was no video, I would still go about doing them in the same way. And yeah, like yeah, this is a bridge. So like before we couldn't really tell, but I like held the memory in my mind long enough to go back and do that. This bottom one is still confusing. I don't know what it is that is. I thought it was like the forest on the road, but you'll never know. The archway, we got it, and yeah, we switched the crayons to be the purple one and the blue one now, and yeah, we try to really remember what we were doing or what we saw, and try to like really reflect that to some degree, but it's really difficult because when you don't have access to the thing, you're essentially just like inventing the stuff on your own, and it can be fun. You are essentially creating your own version of light, your own version of images. And I really dislike that we got that one image again, the wall of windows. Like, it would be cool if you drew something like, I don't know, like Spider-Man or Goliath from Gargoyles or something, or any like character that sits on like a ledge or in front of windows, Batman, whoever, but just seeing it all the time is just so annoying. It's just such an annoying image, especially when you're not getting better at it. You're just kind of having some issues with it. But remember, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We have new videos every day at 11 a.m. EST. And yeah, I will continue to post. I do not know what that is. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm just confused. Obviously, the cathedral one is on the right, and this one is two buildings. It looks like it could be like two waterfalls, and that's like stairs to like a building or something. And I'm sure like I messed that up, but not much could be done. And yeah, this is the final spread, and that's it.